Welcome to the course Introduction to R Programming. In this lecture, we are going to discuss about factors, which is part of data management. Coming to outline, before starting about factors, here we will discuss about categorical variables. Then we will see introduction to factors. Then syntax of creating factor in R software. Then help about factors. Then we'll demonstrate some of the examples. Then we will see one unclass function which can be used in factors. Then examples of that unclass function. Finally, conclusion. Then coming to introduction, before discussing about factors. So first here, some prerequisite information we need to know. We will try to understand what are factors and how they are implemented in R. So the first question comes, what is a factor? But before that, we have to understand some background. There are different types of variables, and in particular, when we are talking in terms of statistics, then there are two types of variables. One is quantitative variables and another one is qualitative variables. So first here we have to know about what is quantitative variable and what is qualitative variable. So these two comes under categorical variables. So variables are the one on which we try to collect some data or the numerical values. So coming to quantitative variables, first we will see the example. For example, here height that can be measured in meters. For example, 1.65, 1.76 and so on. Where height in meters is a variable. Whereas 1.65, 1.76 and so on are the values of the heights. That means numerical values. Then coming to qualitative variables, for example, gender, having two different values, male and female. Gender is combination of either male or female. Then another example, performance. Performance can be measured any one of the following grades, that is excellent, good, average, bad, etc. Here you can observe the difference between quantitative variables and qualitative variables. So quantitative variable contains numerical value, whereas qualitative variables contains the names. That means which measures the variable. So that is the major difference. So then coming to more details about quantitative and qualitative variables. First you can observe quantitative variables. All the observations which are coming out for these variables are quantitative, means we can express them in some form of numerical values, and those numerical values have some interpretation. So this is called as quantitative variable. Whereas qualitative variables, so in the qualitative variables, we cannot do directly all the mathematical manipulations, but still these qualitative variables make sense. They have certain meaning, they have certain interpretations. There is no direct mathematical manipulations on qualitative variables. So that is the major difference between quantitative variables and qualitative variables. Then coming to some more examples. Here you can see, here we have considered X as gender with two values, male and female. So if you can take the two conditions, if X equal to 0, if a person is male, if X equal to 1, if a person is female. So here 0, 1 are the numerical values. Now in this case, X we will call it as quantitative variable. Whereas X contains a gender with two names, male and female. Here X is called as qualitative variable. Now another one, you can see the example 2. So here the performance measure, this can be represented by combination of qualitative and quantitative. So the names, performance is one variable name. Then the measures are named excellent, average, good, bad, etc. Now the values of the grades will be given with the numeric codes. Like excellent, you can make it as 1, average you can make it as 2, good you can make it as 3, bad you can make it as 4, etc. So now see the quantitative variables denoted by the qualitative names. That means qualitative names here excellent, average, good, bad. Then equivalent quantitative is the numerical values 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. So the categories are stored internally as numeric codes with labels to provide meaningful names for each node. So internally all the categories are stored as numerical values only, but each numerical value can be labeled by providing meaningful names for each and every node. These are all some more examples which are combination of both qualitative and quantitative variables. So then coming to our actual concept, factors. Here factors represent categorical variables and are used as grouping indicators. So each character is mapped to a code. The categories are stored internally as numeric codes, same as the qualitative variables. So with the labels to provide meaningful names for each code. So here factors represent categorical variables. Categorical means now either qualitative, either quantitative. And these are all used as grouping indicators, grouping, combining. So each character which can be mapped to a particular code. Then the categories are stored internally as numeric codes. But those can be labeled by providing a meaningful name for each and every code. So that is about factor. Then let us consider an example. Suppose we denote the 3 colors of balls in a basket by following numbers. So red color numbered as 1, then blue color numbered as 2, then green color numbered as 3. So we have the 3 color combinations labeled with red, blue, green and numbered with 1, 2, 3. Those can be stored in a basket. For example, suppose we draw 5 balls with the following colors. So if you want to draw 5 balls with the following colors, so the first color is red, the second and third are green colors, fourth one is blue color, fifth one is red color. With these 5 color combinations, we have to draw 5 balls. Then you can see the outcome of colors can be coded by numbers as shown below. So first we can provide the numbering. So here first we can make the table like a color of ball, then code. So first one what they give red. So red you can make it as what is the code value for red 1. Then second one green. So what is the green value 3. Then third one blue. What is the blue code 2. Then again what is next color red. So red is numbered as 1. Here green is repeated 2 times. So here we made the color names and the code, whatever the code assigned, that code is added here. So that is a numeric code. So first we can make this combination, every code that is labeled with meaningful names. Based on this, you have to draw the 5 balls with the combination of these 5 colors. Then the order of the labels is very important here. So the first label is mapped to the code 1. The second label is mapped to code 2. The third label is mapped to code 3 and so on. The order you need to follow. The values of the codes are always restricted to 1, 2, 3 and so on k, where k represents discrete categories. K discrete categories. That means continuous, not discontinuous. So in our example, the first color red, that is mapped to code 1, first one order. The second color blue, that is mapped to code 2, and the third color green, that is mapped to code 3. Here you can observe the order. First red is given and coded as 1, second blue coded as 2, third green coded as 3. So same order we need to follow. So here that's why red is mapped to code 1, blue is mapped to code 2 and green is mapped to code 3. That's why the order of the labels is very important in factors. So then coming to, we have a vector of character strings or integers. We have a vector which is combination of either character strings or integers. So R's term for a categorical variable is factor. In R software, the equivalent term for implementing factors is factor, singular, all are lowercase letters. In R, each possible value of a categorical variable is called a level. Each possible value of a categorical variable is called a level. So a vector of levels is called a factor, like level 1, level 2, level 3 and so on. So a vector of levels is called as a factor. A vector that is consisting of various levels, then that is called as factor. A categorical variable is characterized by a number of levels, which is called as factor levels. So here the categorical variable we will assume by default as finite. We will consider it as finite. So all the categorical variables are characterized by number of levels. Then that is called as factor levels. So here factor and factor levels. Now to define a factor, first we start with the following three things. First, a vector of values. You need to create a vector and assign some values. Then second, vector that gives the collection of possible values, and the third vector that gives labels to the possible values. First you need to create a vector of set of values. Second one, a second vector that gives the collection of possible values, and the third vector that gives labels to the possible values. So whenever you are defining a factor, these three vectors you need to create. Then coming to syntax. So using R software, how to define a factor. So the factor function encodes the vector of discrete values into a factor. So the syntax is factor within parentheses name of the vector. So here x, where x is a vector of strings or integers. So vector may store string values or integer values. So anyone is allowed. If the vector contains only a subset of possible values and not the entire values, then include a second argument that gives the possible levels of the factor. See, if the vector contains only a subset of possible values, combination, and not the entire values, then in this case you have to include a second argument that gives the possible levels of the factor. So for that the syntax is factor within parentheses x comma levels, where x is earlier whatever it contains a vector of strings or integers. Now the second argument we used levels. It defines level 1, 2, 3 like that. This is another form of defining a factor in our software. Then coming to the usage of factor with all arguments. So this is the complete syntax of factor. Factor within parentheses, first x equal to character function, then second argument contains levels, then third argument contains labels, that labels are named with levels only, labels equal to levels. Then at the next argument exclude equal to not available, then ordered equal to is dot ordered of x, then n max equal to na. This is the complete syntax of factor with all possible arguments. Now we will see one by one argument. So x we already seen, x is a vector of strings or integers. Then next one is levels. So levels determines the categories of the factor variable. Default is the sorted list of all the distinct values of x. So in the x vector, whatever the values, all are distinct values. So can be sorted in the order by using levels. Then labels is the another argument which is optional. So vector of values, that will be the labels of the categories in the levels argument. So whatever the levels defined, those can be labeled. Label means by adding names. Then another argument exclude also, which is optional. It defines which levels will be classified as NA. So whatever the levels having, which levels are classified as NA, not available in any output using the factor variable. Then if you want to know about help regarding the factor, so here you can use the command help within parentheses with the double quotes factor, the function factor you can provide. So then whenever you can execute this command, it directs to the HTML page where the documentation regarding help is available. So after executing this command, this is the page displayed. So what it contains: factor base, factors, this are documentation, the description, the function factor is used to encode a vector as a factor, and so on. So then is dot factor, is dot ordered, as dot factor, as dot ordered. These are all the memberships and coercion functions for these classes. The usage just now we saw, the syntax of factor. So is dot factor of x, this is another one. Is dot ordered also you can use. As dot factor also you can use. As dot ordered. Then add NA also. So various possibilities. So here the factor combinations, direct factor, then is dot factor, then as dot factor. Three combinations are there. Then coming to examples. Now we will demonstrate some examples on factors. Suppose we roll a die 7 times and observe the outcome in the vector y. Suppose whenever we have roll a die with 7 times and observe the outcomes, that can be stored in the vector y. So y equal to C of the possibilities. 7 times we roll a die, then the possible outcomes are: first time the outcome is 1, second time 4, third time 3, fourth time 5, fifth time 4, sixth time 2, seventh time 4. So these are all one set of possible outcomes that can be stored in y. Now you can see the outcome of y, simply you can call y. So in the same order it displays whatever the outputs you stored. Then possible values of uppercase of die are 1 to 6 combinations, and we store them in a vector named as possible dot die face. So that is defined as possible dot die face equal to C of, see the uppercase possible values are 1 to 6. So you can store in the order 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then you can see by calling the name possible dot die face. So all the 6 combinations are displayed in the order. Further, we will use these while defining factor, these values will be used. Then coming to next one, we wish to label the rows by the words 1. Digit 1 is labeled with the string ONE1, then digit 2 is labeled with the string TWO2 and so on. The digit 6 is labeled with SIX. We put these labels in the vector labels.dieface. Create another vector labels.dieface equal to C of. So all these labels you can include within the vector by using double quotes separated by comma. So within double quote 1 comma, within double quote 2 comma and so on within double quote 6. Then you can call labels.dieface. So all the labels 1 to 6 combination will be displayed. Here see, whenever we start with factors, we already mentioned the 3 vectors are required. The first one, a vector with values, set of values. Second one, a vector with all possible values. Then third one, a vector with levels. So here also you can see, first we stored one vector with a set of values. Then second vector with possible values. Here the possible values we used all possible combinations. Then third one vector, the labels. The labels are stored. Now 3 different names we have: y, possible.dieface, then labels.dieface. Now using all these, now we will demonstrate the factor. So then coming to construct the factor variable, name it as factor y, FAC y. Why? Because we already used the first vector y. So for that, if you want to define a factor using the function factor, so the result is stored in FACY. So FACY equal to, now this is the syntax, factor within parentheses. First you can provide the first vector where the data is stored. So y comma, then you can define the levels. So levels equal to, here we used one vector possible.dieface comma, then another parameter labels equal to labels.dieface. See, first we have taken the vector y, whatever the values we stored initially, then those values can be represented by levels using the vector levels equal to possible.dieface. Then those values can be labeled using another vector labels.dieface. Here the command is labels equal to labels.dieface. So now first you can take the y values, how it will be demonstrated. You can see, first you can take y values. Here y equal to 1, 4, 3, 5, 4, 2, 4. So this is the y vector 1, 4, 3, 5, 4, 2, 4. First, whenever you can apply levels, so what is the output? So here the levels, see, possible dieface we have taken 1 to 6 combination. The levels are 1 to 6 combination. Now all these values can be sorted in the order, in the increasing order. First 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5. Here 5 values are there. So according to these 6 levels, it can be sorted in the order, increasing order. So then 5 levels. Then all these 5 levels can be labeled with this vector labels.dieface. So whatever the value 1, digit 1, that can be labeled with ONE1. Then digit 2, that can be labeled with 2. Then digit 3, that can be labeled with 3, the string, like and so on. But in the same order, y, whatever the data stored in y, whatever the order, in the same order, this can be labeled. Now you can see the first value is 1. Whenever you can call FACY. In the y, what is the first value? 1. Digit 1, that can be labeled with ONE1. Then the next value is 4. So that can be labeled with FOUR. Next value is 3. That can be labeled with 3 th or e. Next value is 5, that can be labeled with f5e. Next value is 4, that can be labeled with four. Next value is 2, that can be labeled with two. Next value is 4, that can be labeled with four. So whatever the order the data is stored in the vector y, in the same order all the digits can be labeled with labels dot diface. Then next one, levels. Next line it displays the levels. So levels it calls from possible dot diface. In possible dot diface we used 1 to 6 levels. Then here you can see possible dot diface we have 6 levels, but here all numeric. That levels also now labeled with the same 1 2 3 6 combination. The first level is one digit 1, that is labeled with ONE1, and so on. The sixth level is digit 6, that can be labeled with SIX. So this is the output we will get after executing this. So here to demonstrate factor, so here you need to define possible dot diface, then labels dot diface, then y. 3 vectors are required to construct the factor variable. Now this is the output after demonstration. So now here you can see the more detailed explanation. Observe the difference between a character vector and a factor. So here this is the vector initially what we used, y equal to C of 1 4 3 5 4 2 4. Then you can see the factor FACY. So now the digit 1 from the vector y, that can be labeled with the string ONE1. The same order it can be labeled. The second one is 4, that can be labeled with the string FOUR. Then third one is 3, that can be labeled with the string THREE. Then and so on. The last one is 4, that can be labeled with the string FOUR. So in the same order. Then levels it displays whatever the levels we have taken in the vector, possible levels. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 we have taken numeric values that can be converted into strings, so labeled with same values in the same order. So this is the complete explanation about the differences between a character vector and a factor. Now we will also demonstrate the same. First we can open our R software. Then you can create first the 3 vectors one by one. First vector name it as y with these values. Then second vector possible dot diface with all combinations 1 to 6. Then third one labels dot diface with 1 to 6 the labels in the form of strings. Then construct the factor variable for y, FACY. So then this is the output what we demonstrated. Now open R software and execute this factor. So first you can create a vector that can be named it as y equal to, the values are first one 1 4 3 5 4 2 4. This is the data that can be stored into y. Now you can call y. Now you can see that vector is stored into y. What is the next step? After creating the vector y, the second vector is possible dot diface with 1 to 6 in the order, the possible values. Possible dot diface. Any name you can provide for our understanding purpose. Here we used it. Why? Because this is the example of rolling a die. That's why we use it. Possible diface combinations. So what are the combinations we have? 6 combinations are there. All 6 you can store in the order. Then you can call that name possible dot diface. Then all these 6 possible values are stored in this vector. Then third vector is you have to define the labels for the diface with 1 to 6 combination. Now labels dot diphase equal to C of all the 6 labels you can include in the form of strings within double quotes separated by comma 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5 comma 6. So all the numeric values we are representing in the form of strings labeled by the same equivalent meaning. Now you can call the labels dot diphase. Now you will get all these 6 strings. Now you can see. So the 3 vectors are created now. Now we are constructing a factor for the variable y. So factor FACY equal to using the command factor of, first you can use y, the vector, then levels equal to, so levels equal to which one you can use, possible dot diphase, possible dot diphase, then labels equal to, here labels, which vector will use, labels dot diphase, labels dot diphase. So careful, you can observe all are included or not. Now the vector is created by using the factor. Now you can call with the name FACY. Now you can see. So y, first it calls y. What y contains? 1, 4, 3, 5, 4, 2, 4. Now this vector is converted into a factor by providing the labels. The first one digit labeled with 1, ONE1, the string. The second one 4, labeled with FOUR. The same order, whatever the values in the y, in the same order it can be labeled. Next for 1, 4, 3, 5, 4, 2, 4. Then levels. Then next time it displays the levels. So what are the levels we used here? The possible dot diphase, 6 levels we used, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These levels, this is also a vector that can be converted into factor by using the strings whatever we assigned. Level 1 ONE1, 2 TWO2, and so on 6. So here all levels will be displayed by default. Whatever the levels we stored, all levels will be displayed in the same order, whatever the order we have given. So this is the output of factor. Then coming to another example. So here we are defining another factor that can be stored into the vector x equal to factor of, here we are taking some strings related to juice, lemonade, juice, water. So these are all the names. So this can be stored into x. Now you can call x. It displays the same values in the same order. Then here you can see, here we did not mention the label or levels in the factor function. Simply we called the vector. See, by default you can see, so it displays all the names that are available in C of. Then you can see it displays the levels also by default, but all the levels it displays in the ascending order, alphabetically. The out of juice, lemonade, water, which one starts first? So J. So the first level is juice. Then second letter after J start with L, lemonade. L, second one. Then third one is start with W, water. So it displays in the same order. The single levels are ordered alphabetically by default. So whenever we have a single level by default without providing levels. So this is another example. So now the levels are juice, lemonade, water in alphabetical order. Now we will also demonstrate this one. So create the vector named as x by using factor, store these values. By default, automatically the levels are displayed in the alphabetical order. Now, so x equal to factor of C of, so the values juice, here 2 times this value is repeated. Then second value is lemonade. Then third value again juice. Then fourth value is water. Now see here we are not providing any label or level, but by default, so that can be considered as the single level. So all the values combined with C can be listed in the alphabetical order as level without duplicates. It provides only distinct values. Then you can call X. Now you can see. It displays the vector as it is, juice, juice, lemonade, juice, water. Then coming to levels, it displays only unique values, but in alphabetical order. So out of juice, lemonade, water, the first one is juice, second one is lemonade, third one is water. Like that it displays by default. So this is the output. So then coming to our another concept in factors, using unclass function. So actually this is the concept related to object oriented style of programming. So how that can be implemented using OR. So that can be done using the class and unclass function. All objects in OR have a class and function class reports it. So every object in OR contains a class and function, the function is class, reports it. For simple vectors, this is just the mode. For example, mode is one class. What are the various types of modes? The first one is numeric mode, then logical mode, then character mode, then list mode, then matrix, then array, then factor and data.frame. Our previous lecture we discussed about these various modes. So these are all some of the examples. A vector with all these possible modes. Now this we will call it as one class. Here a special attribute class of the object is used to allow for an object oriented style of programming in R. So here a special attribute class of the object is used to allow for an object oriented style of programming in R software. Now you can see, for example, if an object has class data.frame, it will be printed in a certain way. The plot function will display it graphically in a certain way, etc. For example, if we have an object has class data.frame is the class, it will be printed in a certain way, the plot function. The plot is used for graphical display. So in certain way, etc. Now, we use unclass function for temporarily removing the effects of the class. So data.frame is the class. So if you want to remove its effect or functionality temporarily, not permanently, at that time we will use unclass. So whenever you can apply unclass for the existing object of the class, then its functionalities are temporarily terminated or holds. So if you want to get help about this unclass, use as usual our help command, help within parentheses, within double quotes, unclass, to get more information about this unclass. Then coming to demonstration of unclass function using our factor. The command unclass shows an integer is assigned to every factor level. So in this case, the command unclass shows an integer is assigned to every factor level. Let us see the example. You can call the same vector x, which is a combination of juice, lemonade, water. So x equal to factor of C of juice, comma, lemonade, comma, juice, comma, water. Then you can call x. Now x contains all these values and levels are sorted in the order. Now you can call unclass of x. Simply you can use unclass without any space in between un and class, all are lowercase letters within parentheses. Call that vector. Now vector is x. So now whenever you can execute this one, now we can see it displays the numerical code values first, then another one named as attribute. Attribute, what values it displays in the attribute levels. The levels are displayed in the order, in the alphabetical order of the strings stored in the vector. So juice, lemonade, water, same order. Now, by considering these level values, juice is level 1, lemonade is level 2, water is level 3. These values are assigned to the strings which are available in the vector x. Now what x contains, first value is juice. So juice label is 1, numeric value is 1. Then second value is also juice, second string. Its code is again juice level is 1 only. The third string is lemonade. So what is the lemonade level? It is 2. So its numeric code is displayed 2. Then third next string is juice. Juice level is 1. So again it displays 1. Then the last string is water. What is water level? 3. So the numeric value 3 is displayed by using the unclass function. Here we did not mention any level or label in the factor. By using unclass itself, you can provide the numeric codes to the strings in the alphabetical order of the levels. So this is use of unclass function. Now we will also execute this one. Now create the vector x. So we already created. Now this is readily available. Now here what you are doing, simply you can call the unclass function with the name x. Now you can see. So all these strings which are available in x are labeled with the numerical values in the order of the levels: juice, lemonade, water. So this is the output. Now if you want to define the class of the particular vector, suppose class of x. So what x contains, it defines simply. Here you can see we used unclass function. That's why here the spelling is mistake. So whenever you can define class x, so what x contains, actually the values recently factor. So what x contains, factor of c of. So what is the type of the class x? So yes, factor only. Suppose if you can take unclass equal to, suppose you can store unclass value in another variable. Let us assume y equal to unclass of x. Now what is y? These are all the values. Now what is the type of y now? Whenever you can call y, it displays integer. See why? Because y is the result of unclass. What unclass contains? The numerical values 1, 1, 2, 1, 3. So then class of y is integer type mode. Whereas you can define class of x, originally what x contains, that is factor. So its type or mode is factor. Therefore class of x equal to factor. Like that we will find the mode also using class function. Same thing you can use mode also. Now using class also we can define. Then finally coming to, so another example, if a different assignment is desired, the parameter levels can be used. So if you want different levels, compulsory single level, by default single level, it works using factor without using levels. But if you want different assignments, then the parameter levels can be used. For example, here again we used the same vector x equal to juice, lemonade, juice, water. Then a different order you want. So here then you can use the level function. Levels equal to c of. See here, water, juice, lemonade. So here, whatever the order they mention, in this order only, those can be labeled. Now here we use levels or first one is water, second one is juice, third one lemon. The same values are displayed. Here you can see the output. The values which are available in C will be displayed in the same order. Juice, juice, lemonade, juice, water. But the levels, whatever the levels you define, those levels only displayed. But previously we didn't use levels command. Then by default it displays in the alphabetical order. But here it is not alphabetical order. We already mentioned C of water is the first level, juice is the second level, lemonade is the third level. Same levels are displayed. Now see, this is the output. Now we'll also demonstrate this one. Using the same factor, you can provide your own levels, whatever the levels you want. So now you can call X. So X equal to, here you can define, comma, levels equal to C of. So whatever the order if you want, you can give. Suppose I will provide JKL. So first I will take lemonade. Then second level I will take water. Then third level I will take juice. Whatever the order you can mention. Now you can see. So here I used the levels as lemonade is the first one, water is the second one, third one is the juice. Now you can call X. Here you can see whatever the order you can provide, same order will be displayed. The first order is lemonade level, the second one is water, the third one is juice, same order. But the values from the vector C of whatever, the same values will be displayed in the same order. But levels as per our convenience. This is another way. So if you want to assign different order levels, at that time you can use the command levels. Then next one, using ordered factor. So example for an ordered factor. So you can take the income range values. So income is one vector, income equal to, so here instead of factor, now we used ordered of C of the values, possible values, high, high, low, medium, medium. Then here levels equal to, you can define your own levels. Levels equal to C of low, comma, medium, comma, high. Then whenever you can call high, see, whenever you can use ordered command, here you can observe the output. Then you can see the difference between factor output and ordered output. Then you can call income, the values displays as usual, whatever the values you have taken. Then coming to levels, you can see the levels are displayed by providing the order. Here you can see low having the least order, then medium is having intermediate level, then high is having highest level. See, by providing the less than, the relation, low, less than, medium, less than, high. So like this it displays whenever you can use ordered. Whereas by using factor, the levels are displayed in the same order, but it won't mention the relation like less than. So that is the difference. So now for this you can call the unclass function. Now unclass of income. Now we can see the output. So what income contains? First is high. What is the high value? High position is 3. So 3. Second value is also high. Its value is 3. Next third value is low. Low position is 1. Then after low, next medium, medium. Medium position is 2. So 2, 2. Then it displays attribute levels in the same order, low, medium, high. This is another example, the use of ordered factor. But the similarity is same as factored only, but the levels will be displayed by providing the relation operator. That is the difference. Now we'll also demonstrate this one. Now create one vector income. using ordered function. Now clear the console. So income equal to ordered of C of, you are giving the values. So what are the values? High, high. The vector you are assigning the following values: high, comma high, comma low. So low is only one time, then medium two times, comma medium, medium, comma medium. So this is the vector. Now you are defining levels equal to C of. Here you can provide whatever the levels you want. So here low, medium, high. These are all the levels providing. The first one is low. Second level is medium. The third level is high. Now you can call income. So it displays the same vector values in the same order, but levels also in the same order by using the relational operator less than symbol. If you can apply unclass to income, now you can see it displays the levels coded by the numerical values, then the levels are displayed. Then if you want to display the type of income, class income, so what it contains? Ordered factor. Whereas type of unclass, if you want unclass means you can store unclass into one vector, y, one name, one variable, y equal to unclass of what is the vector we are using, income. Now this result is stored in y. Now you can call y. Now if you want to define the class of y or mode, what y contains? Integer values, like this. Like this we will demonstrate. This is the output. Okay, then another example using as dot factor. See, in the usage of factor syntax, we seen the various parameters, possibilities of factor, as dot factored, ordered, then factor with direct vector, factor with labels and levels, all combinations of the syntaxes. Now another example we will see is another usage, as dot factor. A vector can be turned into a factor with the command. A vector that can be turned into a factor by using as dot factor. For example, let us take x equal to a vector c of 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, so on so values. Then these can be converted into factor. So by using as dot factor, now x equal to as dot factor of x, then you can call x. Now it won't display the original value of x. Now it displays the latest values as dot factor. The values are displayed in the same order. Whenever you can use factor, the levels are displayed. There is an additional thing. Here, what are the values? So and so values. What are the combinations? 1 to 6 combinations. So it displays the levels as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we'll also execute this one. First create a vector x equal to c of what are the values 4, 5, 1, 4, 5, 1, then 2, 3, 3, then 4, 4, 5, 6. That's all. Now you can call x, the vector is created. So now here we are converting this vector into factor by using as dot factor. Suppose x equal to as dot factor of, so you can give the same vector. Now you can call x, now that x vector is converted into factor. Now how can you say the vector is converted into factor? Additionally it displays the levels. See, the same vector data is displayed, but additionally levels are displayed. But levels by default in ascending order it displays. So this is another usage of factor, converting a vector into a factor by using as dot factor. Then again, if you want to see the mode of this vector, you can use class of X. Now here, if you can use class of X now, what is latest X now? That is a factor now, it displays factor. So original vector, again, if you want to take, for example, X equal to, now you can call, it contains only the numerical values. Now you can check the class of X here, it is numeric, integer values. Then you are creating, converting that X into factor. This you can store into another variable. Let us name it as Y. Now you can call Y is the factor now. Now you can see the class of Y. What is the output of this one? Class of Y is now it is a factor. See, the output is factor. So like that, as that factor is used to convert a vector into factor. Okay, that's all about factors. Now we stop here, and in this lecture we have learned various aspects of the factor. Now I would request you to look into this lecture, try to do some more practice on the outcomes of factor, and also try to experiment with more data sets. And we will see in the next lecture with some new topics. Till then, goodbye, happy learning.